I woke up to a miracle today. Triggers stay as I find my way. No judgment to lead astray. In this peaceful state I'll stay.
Welcome to A Course in Miracles and Practice.
Today we're looking at Lesson 325. All things I think I see reflect ideas.
This one, it revisits a theme we've seen since the very beginning. The idea that we're the ones giving the world all the meaning it has for us.
But this is different. After nearly a year of practice, we're not just being told that it happens.
We're being shown how it happens, the actual mechanics of it.
Exactly, the step-by-step process of how our own private thoughts become the world we experience.
Our mission today is to walk through that process. We'll look at the 4 steps of projection and the 3 different worlds our mind can create.
And we'll see how this understanding is the key to shifting our entire experience.
As always, we invite you to be part of this conversation. If anything we discuss sparks an insight, you can reach us by email.
The address is ACIM@theworldharmonyproject.org.
Or you can find us on social media. Just search for the World Harmony Project.
All right, let's start with the lesson itself.
Lesson 325. All things I think I see reflect ideas.
This is salvation's keynote. What I see reflects a process in my mind, which starts with my idea of what I want. From there, the mind makes up an image of the thing the mind desires, judges valuable, and therefore seeks to find.
These images are then projected outward, looked upon, esteemed as real, and guarded as one's own.
From insane wishes comes an insane world. From judgment comes a world condemned. And from forgiving thoughts, a gentle world comes forth, with mercy for the Holy Son of God, to offer him a kindly home where he can rest a while before he journeys on, and help his brothers walk ahead with him, and find the way to heaven and to God.
And the prayer that goes with it.
Our Father, your ideas reflect the truth, and mine apart from yours but make up dreams. Let me behold what only yours reflect, for yours and yours alone establish truth.
So this takes me right back to the beginning of the workbook.
Lesson 1. Nothing I see means anything.
And lesson 2, I have given everything I see all the meaning it has for me.
Back then it felt like, like pulling the rug out from under reality.
It was a demolition phase, for sure. It was all about stripping away our certainty, our confidence that we knew what anything was for.
And I think if we'd been given this detailed 4-step mechanism back then, we would have completely misused it.
Oh, absolutely. We would have seen it as a tool for better manifestation, a way to get what we want from the world.
Instead of what it is, which is a diagnostic tool for seeing how the ego creates suffering.
That's the maturity this lesson offers. After all this practice, we're not just saying, oh, I might be wrong about this.
Now we can say, I see exactly how I built this prison of perception I'm currently in.
It's a shift from being a passive observer of our mistakes to an active participant in their undoing.
Let's break it down. The lesson gives us a very clear 4-step sequence.
Step 1. It all starts with my idea of what I want.
And this want is so important to look at. For the ego, a want always comes from a sense of lack.
It's a demand that something outside of you has to change for you to be okay.
And the desire is almost never for the thing itself. It's for what you've decided the thing represents.
So you don't just want the promotion.
You want the feeling of security, or the status, or the validation that you believe the promotion will give you.
And right there, the desire is unstable because it's based on specialness.
Special love if I get it, special hate if I don't.
If I get what I want, I feel special and secure for a moment.
But then the fear of losing it immediately creeps in. What if I can't hold on to it? What if someone else gets it next time?
And if I don't get it, I feel uniquely wronged, persecuted.
Both sides are just fear. And this leads to the core issue with the ego's wants.
They're always in conflict.
This is what the lesson calls insane wishes.
I want to be in an intimate relationship, for example, but I also want to be completely independent and never feel vulnerable.
You can't have both. They're mutually exclusive desires.
So you're setting up a game that cannot be won from the very first step.
Which brings us to step 2. The mind has this abstract, conflicted desire. So what does it do?
It makes up an image of the thing the mind desires, judges valuable, and therefore seeks to find.
This is the creation of the idol. It's taking that vague feeling of wanting security
Yeah.
and turning it into a very specific picture.
Security looks like having a certain amount of money in the bank, living in this kind of house, and having this kind of job.
And notice the language. Judges valuable. This is where we attach our sense of self-worth to the image.
It's not just a picture anymore.
No, it's now the source of your value. The thing that, if you get it, proves you're okay.
So if your desire is to be seen as competent, the image might be, I never make mistakes, I have all the answers, and I complete projects ahead of schedule.
That image is then judged as supremely valuable. Achieving it isn't just a preference. It becomes a requirement for self-acceptance.
And that's a heavy burden to place on any external thing.
Which flows right into step 3. These images are then projected outward.
This is where the internal blueprint gets overlaid onto the world.
You stop seeing people, places, and events as they are. You see them through the filter of your image.
So your coworker isn't just a person doing their job.
They're a potential threat to your image of competence.
Or a delay in traffic isn't just a delay in traffic.
It's evidence that the universe is conspiring against your image of being in control.
The world isn't showing you what's there. It's showing you what you went looking for.
It's a reflection of that inner process.
And then comes the final step, the one that locks in all the suffering.
Step 4. The projection is esteemed as real and guarded as one's own.
Esteemed as real. We completely forget we made the image up. We believe it is reality.
My competence is my job performance. My worthiness is my partner's approval.
There's no separation anymore.
And that's why the next word is guarded. We defend these images with our lives.
Because if the image is attacked, we believe we are being attacked. Our very identity feels threatened.
This explains so much about human conflict.
It does. When you're in a heated argument about something that seems trivial on the surface,
You're almost never arguing about the facts of the situation.
you're defending the image you've projected onto it. My image of being smart or right or a good person.
And if someone presents evidence that contradicts my image, it feels like an existential threat.
I have to guard that projection. And this possessiveness is what creates the different worlds the lesson describes.
It's a fascinating concept. The external world doesn't change, but our experience of it is completely determined by the nature of our starting desire.
Let's look at the first two, the ego's creations. First, from insane wishes comes an insane world.
We talked about insane wishes being conflicting desires. The world you experience is chaotic. It's insane because the underlying wish is a contradiction.
Now, compare that to the second world. From judgment comes a world condemned.
This one is a bit different. It comes from a single core judgment you've made against yourself.
Usually a judgment of guilt or unworthiness. I am not good enough. I am fundamentally flawed.
When that is your starting point, the world you project is,
Punitive.
yes, every event is filtered through that lens of condemnation.
A success is a fluke that you don't deserve and that will soon be taken away.
A failure is proof of your inherent unworthiness. It's the universe confirming what you already knew about yourself.
In this world, you might even sabotage your own peace or success.
Because peace would contradict the core belief that you deserve to suffer.
The person in the insane world is fighting for impossible, contradictory outcomes.
The person in the condemned world has already decided they've lost and is just gathering the evidence of their sentence.
And we can all probably recognize moments where we've lived in one or both of these worlds.
But the lesson offers a third option.
The way out. And from forgiving thoughts, a gentle world comes forth.
To really get a feel for how this whole mechanism works, from the projection to the forgiveness, maybe a real-life example would help.
I have one that made this lesson incredibly clear for me. I took on a job a while back that was very physical, and it was late in the summer.
Right.
I knew I was out of shape, carrying a bit of extra weight, and my immediate fear was, I'm going to be the oldest one here, the biggest one here, and the slowest.
So right away, the projection machine started humming.
Instantly. The initial idea of what I want wasn't simply to do the work. It was a desperate need to appear capable, to prove that I wasn't what I feared I was.
You had to prove the fear wrong.
Exactly. So I made up an image of what capable looked like. It looked like being able to lift heavy steel boxes without showing strain, never asking for help, and keeping up with the crew. I judged this image to be extremely valuable.
So your worth became tied to that image.
Completely. Which meant every box I lifted wasn't just a task. It was projected outward and became evidence in a trial about my value as a person.
You esteemed it as real.
And I guarded it fiercely. This created suffering. I was living in that insane world, caught between the desire to appear capable and the terror of appearing incapable.
So any moment of struggle, any sign of fatigue, wasn't just a physical experience.
It was a failure, a direct attack on the image I was defending. It brought up so much humiliation and shame.
And you were in the condemned world too.
I was. I walked in with the prior judgment. I'm not fit for this. So every time I struggled, it just confirmed that verdict I had already passed on myself.
The suffering comes from defending the projection, not from lifting the box.
That was the moment of clarity. I had a realization that underneath all that mental pressure, I actually enjoyed the work itself. I liked the physicality of it, the straightforward nature of the task.
So you were able to separate the activity from the meaning you had loaded onto it.
Yes. I saw I was doing the work for two separate reasons. One, a simple enjoyment of the physical effort, and two, a desperate need for the work to prove my worth.
And you realized you didn't need the second reason.
I didn't. This is where the forgiving thoughts came in. Forgiveness was simply letting the job be the job.
And letting your worth be your worth, established by something else entirely.
Right. My performance was just data. If a box was too heavy, that was a fact about the box in my body at that moment.
It wasn't a judgment on your character or your value.
When I withdrew that demand, the demand that the task had to prove something about me, the defense fell away. The image of the super capable person just dissolved.
So what's the signal for you now when you catch yourself falling back into that pattern?
It's the disproportionate emotional reaction. If I feel a wave of shame or anger over something small, I know I'm not reacting to the event itself.
You're reacting to the perceived threat to a cherished image.
Yes, and that awareness is the point of intervention. It's where I can stop at step 4 and ask the question.
What image am I guarding right now? What have I made this mean about me?
And as soon as I can see the image I'm defending, the stakes just plummet. The situation hasn't changed, the box is still heavy, but the suffering attached to it is gone.
It becomes just a box.
It becomes just a box, and then I can ask for help or find another way without the whole drama of my worth being on the line.
And what happens to your perception of other people in that moment?
It changes completely. When I'm not defending my image, I'm not comparing myself to my coworkers. I'm not seeing them as competition.
You can just see them as people doing a job.
People doing a job, and we can help each other. There's an openness and a connection that's impossible when you're locked in defense mode.
And that experience leads us right into the description of the gentle world.
It does. A world that comes forth with mercy for the Holy Son of God, to offer him a kindly home where he can rest a while before he journeys on.
The language there is so specific. It's a kindly home, a place to rest a while.
It's not the final destination. It's not heaven.
No, it's a state of mind we can achieve here, in this world. It's a perception born of forgiveness.
The world stops being a battleground when you stop asking it to be one. It becomes a place of rest because you're no longer fighting to defend your self-made images.
You are still here, still dealing with jobs and relationships and the stuff of life.
But you're no longer demanding that any of it validates you or prove your worth. The pressure is off.
And from that place of rest, it says you can help his brothers walk ahead with him.
When you're not consumed with your own defense, you have the space and the clarity to actually see and help others. Your focus shifts from your own tiny, guarded kingdom to a shared journey.
It's no accident that this lesson appears in the section of the workbook titled, What is Creation?
It's drawing a very sharp line between what God creates and what we make.
God's ideas reflect truth. They are whole, unified and constant.
Your value, as part of that creation, is stable. It doesn't rise and fall with your daily performance at a job.
Our ideas, apart from God's, the lesson says, but make up dreams.
Dreams of success, dreams of failure, these are the images we fabricate, project, and then get lost in.
The prayer is a direct request to shift our allegiance. Let me behold what only yours reflect, for yours and yours alone establish truth.
It's asking to see past our own dream figures.
Can you let the job be just the job? Can you let your relationship be just the relationship?
Can you let your value be established by something that doesn't change? That's the core question of the practice.
It applies everywhere. You can take any situation that causes you discomfort and map it onto this 4-step process.
Identify the want, find the image you created, see how you're projecting it, and notice how you're guarding it. At that moment, the conflict ends and the gentle world appears.
So as you go about your day, try to watch for this. Watch for that spike of defensiveness, that flash of humiliation or rage.
See it not as a problem, but as a signal.
A signal that you are guarding a projection.
And in that moment of recognition, you have a choice to let it go.
That was our look at Lesson 325.
We use the example of a job, but you can substitute any area of your own life where you feel that pressure to perform, to prove yourself.
That's where you'll find the image you've made, the image you're being asked to release.
We would love to hear how this lesson unfolds for you in your own practice.
You can always send us an email at ACIM@theworldharmonyproject.org.
Or connect with us through our social media at the World Harmony Project.
And we'd like to leave you with a thought to carry with you today, a kind of mental touchstone.
When you feel yourself defending an image, when you feel your worth is on the line, you can gently remind yourself,
My worth isn't on trial. This situation doesn't need to prove anything about me. It can just be what it is.
thank you for joining us in this practice.
We look forward to being with you again tomorrow.
I woke up to a miracle today. Triggers stay as I find my way.
For Lesson 326.